Hello, my name is Max Newport. I'm here with Thomas Brigger, my co-host.
Hello.
Today we're going to be talking about stock market, Elon Musk's influence on the new investors, and Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and all other cryptocurrencies. So
You on Crypto Rise.
So crypto recently has gone through like a ton of rise, so much popularity. What do you think about that?
How its price keeps going on and up.
Yeah, so Elon Musk's influence on that. All these new investors, there's so many of them. There's like a ton of kids using Robinhood, Webull, getting into this crypto, and we've got Elon Musk leading all of them, all the 18-year-olds basically, and it's causing massive spikes in the market. It's causing a ton of young people to get a lot of money. I don't know if it's good or not. What do you think?
So something along to that is that the start about Dogecoin, which is one of the coins that just started. It's been out for a while. It started as a joke. It's been around since 2013. It's an alternate form of altcoin. So it's not as popular, but right now, currently with Elon Musk putting out tweets on Twitter, it's constantly getting more boost.
Right. So
it's trying to boost it up to $1, but it hasn't gotten there yet.
So I invested into Dogecoin, I think, after the biggest spike. I didn't quite get there right in time. I bought a couple of Dogecoins, and I watched Elon Musk really closely, right? And every single time he would tweet, it would go up like, I think, 8 cents. And that might not sound like much, but I mean, 8 cents when you have 3,500 shares. That's not how much I have. But some people had like 3,500 shares in Dogecoin. Well, I shouldn't call it shares. I should call them cryptos. But that is a huge increase. That's almost double. And these 18-year-olds who put like a couple $1,000s in, they were making like double their money. They were making more money than they know what to do with. It was crazy.
Elon and guiding the way. The new buyers.
Yeah, so basically Elon's just guiding these 18-year-olds. He's basically paving the way for them. The millennials and the Gen Zs, they're unstoppable, and he is causing the market to spike. He's tweeting, he's making jokes, making memes. My take on it is I don't even know if it's good or not, because although people are making money, right? I don't know how sustainable that is for the market volume, because that can't be good for it, right?
No.
It's the constant ups and downs, and it's really high right now, depending on one person, and that's Elon's tweets. That can be super unstable and really unsafe for a lot of people, because I mean, who knows what Elon's gonna do? He could just stop tweeting it, which he hasn't tweeted in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's consistently going down. And all those people who bought trusting, they're losing money right now, and it's just not a good thing.
Yeah. So along with all of this rise of crypto and whatnot, there's something else that's come to the plate. Some companies have decided to accept cryptos as a form of currency in their in banks.
Right.
PayPal, for one, has accepted Dogecoin as a currency. So it's changing the way the market works now, because now you have digital currency that's accepted. So the market is in all kinds of ups and downs right now.
Right. So crypto. So Bitcoin's always been able to be used. You've probably heard the stories of like the guy who bought McDonald's with I think 8 Bitcoin. Right. Those were like $4 at the time. Yeah, those are worth like $57,000 now. The dude made a huge mistake. But Doge is interesting because it's limited. There's a limited supply, which means it's not really able to be mined, and not a lot of people can get their hands on it. Also meaning that if PayPal's accepting Dogecoin, it actually has a purpose now. Like, people can genuinely use it as a currency.
Yeah.
It drove up a little bit, but after that it kind of settled down, and I don't really see it going back up unless they start accepting Dogecoin. I know Elon, he's allowing the Tesla Boring Company.
You can buy a Tesla with Dogecoin.
Right. You can definitely caused an increase, and I think Dogecoin has some actual potential. Like, I genuinely think it's gonna go places. The people who have it and now hold it, just hold on to it. Don't be the guy who spent 8 Bitcoin on McDonald's. Don't be that guy. Save it. Keep it.
So, something else that was discussed a little time ago is with GameStop. GameStop had a very interesting time for I think it was about a month that the stuff was going on.
Yeah, it was a good week. Definitely
week.
Good 2 weeks.
Good 2 weeks or so. A lot of people invested in it. A lot of people invested in it. The stock for GameStop went up over 800%. So from being like $20, it hit like $300.
Yeah, so
or more.
let's talk about why that happened first of all. So if you guys don't know what even the market is, so I don't know how to explain this because not a lot of people know about that. So, all right, we're going to hedge funds. If you guys know what hedge funds is, it's a group of people who manipulate the market and buy shorts. Shorts are where you can borrow stocks from the broker, like the broker company, and then you can return them back you owe them back the amount of shares that you took, and if the price drops, they pocket the money that was left over, right? So that's what they were doing. They were shorting GameStop because they knew it was going out of business. They knew it was dropping. They shorted it. Huge mistake because the Reddit community got a hold of that, and some guy named Deep Value decides, guys, let's get a huge group together. Let's all buying, driving up the market value, driving up the market volume, increasing the market by 1,400%.
Yeah,
that is insane.
It's so much more.
So going back to the hedge funds, and if the price drops, they make money. It goes the other way too. If it goes up, they lose a lot of money, right?
So in inclusion with this, they lost over $2 billion in overnight for one day because of how much this increased. So they lost that money. And, that might seem a lot to you, but it's really not for them because they've been doing this for many, many years. So it's kind of like, it's a
they've
big
been,
cup of water going.
Right. They've been manipulating the market since as long as I've been alive, obviously. And it's kind of nice to see the little guys win. I saw an 18-year-old. He made, I think, $400,000 in a day. He had a $400,000 day. An 18-year-old. I mean, that can't be a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the little guys are winning for once,
Yeah.
and the big guys lost billions. How
Yep.
much? Like $140 billion.
Yeah,
I mean,
it keeps going. Going.
People don't realize how much $1 billion is. Like, if you worked minimum wage at McDonald's, do you know how long it would take you to make $1 billion?
It would take longer than you would be alive.
75,000 years. Do the math. You can't even imagine how much money that is.
All right. So, let's do this one together as well. Problems with so many uneducated investors.
Right. So going back to GameStop, a lot of those investors, I'm not going to say that they really earned that money. They definitely got lucky. The media has a lot of control over that, and so does Elon. Elon got a lot of new investors involved, especially with the rise of Robinhood, Webull, Coinbase, Voyager, all these new apps that are requiring teens to invest without having a custodial account, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can just set it up with your parents. All you need is a social security or driver's license. That's pretty much it. So all these new investors, not a lot of them know what they're doing, unfortunately, which it's causing the market to kind of just stay consolidating at its current position, meaning it's just sitting where it is, and it's not really doing much. It's going down, going back up, going down, back up, down, back. Mostly because when people don't know what they're doing, they get nervous when they lose a little bit of money, like $40. They get nervous, so they sell. They're like, I'm not losing anymore. Realizing that that happens. I've been up money, a good amount of money I could have sold, and then I've been down even more, but I didn't sell because I knew it was going to go back up. And I'm in that position right now where I'm down, but I know it's going to go back up, right?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, something else with that is that I have yet to invest, which, I mean, my age is not really that common for someone like my age not to invest.
That's completely fine.
It's completely normal. But currently I'm, working to make something or to build something, so I got to save up my money.
Right.
Investing in the stock market sometimes can be very unstable
and
It unreliable.
Can, 100%. I mean, people say they can read the market, but at the end of the day, the market does what the market wants to do.
Yeah.
Right? There's not a lot of factors you can have control over. But people investing at this young of an age, it's not always a good idea. I wouldn't even recommend it. But if you know what you're doing, do it.
Yeah.
No harm. But yeah, the amateur investors definitely harming the market right now, and there's so many of them. It's at an all-time high. I've never seen this many people investing through an app or just these groups. And I mean, these people coming together on Reddit. I mean, they took down GameStop. And they did the same thing with AMC. They took down hedge funds. They made them lose $28 billion again. Same thing happened with, what was the other one?
I think it was
22nd Century. They did it to them too. They were shorting the stocks. We boosted it. I think, 300%. They lost $14 billion. I can go on and on. We're still just sitting there hammering the big guys, the elites. And it's just really nice to see these little guys win.
So, yeah, maybe in the future we'll have some change in the stock market where the average man is actually able to participate without
Right.
being just kind of like shunned from it.
All right, so I mean, let's talk about Robinhood because that whole situation.
Oh, so this is where it gets fun. Robinhood during the high with GameStop.
Hold on. Can we explain what Robinhood is? Right.
Yeah.
So Robinhood is an app on the App Store, just like Webull and all these huge apps coming into play. It's allowing amateur investors to get involved. Robinhood was probably the most user friendly. It was almost too good to be true, which if it seems too good to be true, it usually is, right?
It usually is.
It was too easy to use. And everyone's like, oh yeah, let's use Robinhood. Robinhood seems amazing, right?
Yep.
Wrong.
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 So during GameStop, where everything was getting hyperinflated and over 800%, Robinhood decided to freeze anything pertaining to GameStop.
Not even free. They were selling people's stocks. They were selling them, and the amount that they sold them for, they weren't able to buy it back because the price went up.
Yep. So
It caused so many people to get mad, and everybody starts backlashing on Robinhood. Everybody starts using Webull and Voyager and Coinbase.
it gets better because after all this happened, the reviews basically everywhere that they got tanked. Google tried to save Robinhood by getting rid of 100,000 one-star reviews, but it only took it up to 1.3 out of 5, so it's still pretty bad. But after all this happened, there was a thorough investigation, and there were some people looking around to figure out where Robinhood originally came from. Well, it turns out the guy that founded it, his
Vlad.
friend was a part of the hedge fund group.
Right.
So
which
it
is
was
extremely sketchy.
Yeah,
right?
extremely sketchy. So like it seems like they just created an app to control the market for the average man.
So basically, when GameStop went too high, they froze the market, and it wasn't their fault, right? Quote, wasn't our fault.
Wasn't our fault.
That is a quote. They said it wasn't their fault. Later, they said that it was their fault and it was an accident, which doesn't even make any sense because they said it wasn't their fault in the first place.
Yeah.
So they froze up. People couldn't buy anymore. People couldn't sell anymore, causing the market to crash. And these hedge funds guys manipulating it they weren't losing as much money. They were making a little bit more.
They're probably making more from all the people investing.
It was manipulation, and it's 100% illegal to do. You can't even do that. A ton of lawsuits, a ton of suing.
Yep. Lots and lots
that
of
guy, Robinhood, and the CEO, the chief CEO, Vlad. I don't know his last name. It's some weird name. But he got a ton of backlash, and I don't even know if Robinhood's going to survive now, right?
And also, I've been looking at Google Play because they have reviews for it. A lot of the reviews I've been seeing now seem to be like UI failures and like it's not very well able to use. So like it must be having some kind of problem.
Yeah, I don't know what is going to happen with Robinhood, but they're definitely going to have some backlash, and they're having backlash right now. I don't know if you saw the interview with Ben Shapiro and Elon with Vlad, but they basically interrogated him on live. He was live. He was live on Twitch. Elon Musk was live on Twitch interviewing this guy. And Elon was just taking shots at him, calling the cheap CEO of Robinhood, and they were trying to get an answer out of him why he did it, but he wouldn't give an answer. No one knows why.
Too much to hide.
Right. Until about a couple weeks ago, they discovered that, the CEO was friends with hedge funds. And it all made sense. It all immediately made sense. He didn't want his buddies to lose too much money. Yeah. So I'm gonna shut my app down real quick. I mean, it's a simple solution, but it's completely illegal.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, we're 14 minutes.
So what do you want to do for closure?
There's like a whole line of people out there.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, let's finish this up.
All right. So that has been the stock market with Max Newport and Thomas Brigger.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can ask us. We'll answer. All right, see you guys.